I remember it's like 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. My ex-wife texts me, and the new girlfriend's over there. She's like, why is your ex-wife texting you at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night? I go, yeah, because my kid wants to play in this new basketball league. She just wanted to make sure I could sign him up. She's like, yeah, right. I go, yeah, look at the text. I show it to her. She goes, well, why is there a heart at the end of the text? I go, because she wants me to pay for it. That's why, you know.
Jim Florentine is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Jim has dates. Jim has a special. You can't please them all. It's available on Amazon Prime as we speak. Podcast, Everybody's Awful, except you. And dates all over the place for Mr. Florentine at jimflorentine.com.
Yep.
Got that?
Yep.
All right, we got some news, but did you find that clip, Dawson? And if you did, put it on the screen or update the screen. But
Byron's
if you didn't,
looking for it.
If you didn't, you don't have to put it on. So you can just chime in when you find it. There's also some pretty good Liz Warren. I like when Liz, she spools up. She like throttles up and she starts cutting on Hinge and she starts yelling at
the Warpath
too. Yeah. She's Indian. That's the Iroquois in her coming out. You know, she's
I thought she was Shoshone.
Oh, Shoshone. Sorry, she's on the warpath.
1%, right? We found that too.
Less than whatever
less
we
than
got.
1%.
Yeah, it's good. By the way, that's not disqualifying. You're just fucking lying about your heritage and then lecturing everybody on cultural issues the whole time. But anyway, she got spun up. We'll look for that other clip, but let Joe play the Liz Warren one just because it's funny.
You financially down the line.
I'll comply with all the ethical guidelines.
That's not the question. You have said
you're asking me, Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Look, no one should be fooled here. As Secretary of HHS, Robert Kennedy will have the power to undercut vaccines and vaccine manufacturing across our country. And for all of his talk about follow the science and his promise that he won't interfere with those of us who want to vaccinate his kids, the bottom line is the same. Kennedy can kill off access to vaccines and make millions of dollars while he does it. Kids might die, but Robert Kennedy can keep cashing in.
Senator, I support vaccines. I support the childhood schedule.
You know what? He should go full Dan Aykroyd and just go, Elizabeth, you ignorant slut. Just start every sentence with that. There's another good one. By the way, I was looking up. I was like, who was the last guy? It was Javier Becerra, but that's Joe Biden called him Javier Baccaria. That was the Javier Baccaria. He didn't even know. The president didn't even know who the last guy was who he appointed. It's Javier Baccaria over here. Like, even know his fucking name. So I don't know how important this job is, but all right. There's another clip where she's talking about him enriching herself. But I was thinking, here's what I was thinking about. And here's what Robert Kennedy should have said, but go ahead.
He's a Kennedy. He has enough money.
Yes, I agree.
How are you going to make money off not selling vaccines?
Here she goes.
Every one of those lawsuits. Well, let me start the list. You could publish your anti-vaccine conspiracies, but this time on U.S. government letterhead, something a jury might be impressed by. You could appoint people to the CDC vaccine panel who share your anti-vax views and let them do your dirty work. You could tell the CDC vaccine panel to remove a particular vaccine from the vaccine schedule. You could remove vaccines from special compensation programs, which would open up manufacturers to mass torts. You could make more injuries eligible for compensation, even if there is no causal evidence. You could change vaccine court processes to make it easier to bring junk lawsuits. You could turn over FDA data to your friends at the law firm, and they could use it however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information rules. You could change which claims are compensated in the vaccine injury compensation program. There's a lot of ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits while you are Secretary of HHS. And I'm asking you to commit right now that you will not take a financial stake in every one of those lawsuits so that what you do as Secretary will also benefit you financially down the line.
All right, you can pause it. You just had a president who's pardoned his entire fucking family, bitch, because his son and his brother and everyone was going abroad and hammering checks from rogue nations. By the way, whose son was a junkie who goes to Ukraine to start shell companies and front Burisma energy companies and get paid and then kick the money back to you, big guy, 10%. So, Liz, are you really, how worried are you about this graft and this corruption you speak of? I know you're worried a lot about Kennedy over here making some extra bucks as a lawyer, but we just had to pardon this guy's entire fucking family because he just grifted rogue nations into paying his junkie son and his brother and the rest of his family money. Is that something you might want to give some thought to?
And also the Fauci pardon goes back to 2014.
Right. So
it goes back 10 years.
Maybe there is some grift and some corruption, and maybe there is something to think about. I don't know.
Maybe
I wonder
all
if she's concerned about
politicians
that.
are telling on themselves now through this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, when you find Rochelle, you'll tell me. I'll put it on the screen. All right, what do we got? We got some news.
Got some news here. A lot of teachers don't want to work. This guy kind of did. Florida educator arrested after boozy teen party at principal home goes off the rails. A drunken teenage house party in Florida with shenanigans worthy of a high school movie has led to child abuse charges against the elementary school principal and a teacher.
Man.
Apparently they were partying hard in Florida.
How old were the kids?
Yeah, they were teenagers.
Okay.
So it's like a weird,
I don't know.
Listen, let the kids drink at 15, 16 at the house and just make sure they got an Uber on the way home. What's the big deal?
This story is very buttoned down about there's marijuana on the premises.
Well, there's a weird thing, like when you hear any of those stories about high school hazing rituals. You know, you have the prim and proper reporter, and she's sitting down with the Christian youth guy, and she's going, and they did what? They held him down, and he put his scrotum sack on the chin, and they go, oh my God. And I'm like, that sounds like Tuesday for me. I mean, that's all we...
That just happened on Sunday at my house. My friend,
there was a teabagging.
He brought a cake over, and he forgot it because he wanted to bring it back to his wife. And he called me. We're watching football. He goes, "Hey, put that cake on your front porch because my wife wants it." I said, "Okay, no problem." And three of us put our balls on the cake and filmed it and took pictures of it. And I put it out. He picked it up yesterday.
Really?
And we haven't told him yet.
Oh, good.
This just happened on Sunday.
No, yeah, you did the balls on the cake.
All three of us. We took turns.
This is happy birthday.
This wasn't in my 20s. This was 3 days.
He's like, I'd send my wife in a lift over myself, but she can't fit. She's at home in yoga pants. Now, wait a minute. You did the balls on the cake move.
Yeah.
So everyone would do. Okay, we did my buddy Ray would always do something called the turtle, which is at every party. He got naked, took the sack, pulled it up over everything, turtled it all the way up, and then walked through the party with the
satchel.
The satchel. We called it the turtle. He called it the turtle. You know what I mean?
His coin purse.
But I mean, all this stuff. If you had RFK Jr.'s cousin reading this stuff about Jim Florentine and what he did, or what we did, or anything we did, it sounds horrible when you read the minutes from our high school days, and for you, apparently just a couple of days ago.
And he placed his scrotum upon the cake.
Was there frosting on the sack?
No frosting. We
No
just
frosting.
it wasn't a frosted cake.
Okay, so that's decent.
But his wife really liked the cake. So he actually came back the next day. I left it on my porch. I put it out there Monday morning. He texted me on Monday, hey, where's the cake? I go, it's on the porch. You can come pick it up.
That's what you get for getting porch cake.
Now,
and I told him, I said, we're not going to tell him yet. Let's let him have the cake for a few days. Then we'll.
Does he share this information with his wife once he finds out?
Yeah.
Probably, because he would do the same thing.
He would?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he was a big Washington fan. He said if they won, he was going to eat his own shit, and he's 60.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I said, you could do it in my basement. I have a steam cleaner. I'm good to go.
Would you draw the line at a frosted cake in terms of back sack activity?
No, I would still do it.
You still do it?
Yeah. Even
Okay.
if there was candles burning, I'd still do it on it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But
Would it be okay to give them the cake with the impression of your scrotum on the cake?
I don't think anyone sees a cake and goes, I think 3 dudes rub their nuts on this.
No, nobody thinks
They'd
that.
say, like, I think the lid caved in and scraped some of the frosting off, but no one ever goes, those are nut tracks. Like, there's no Indian who can put his ear down and, like, look up, like, what's going on? He's
3 men.
scrotum. 3 men. Prodigious scrotum. Much hair. Yeah, I don't think I really don't think there's any tells. Also, when things get really outrageous, people can't even go there. Like, people don't go, either this guy was putting the cake in the box and his thumb rubbed it, or 3 guys dragged their nutsack across it. Like, they won't even go there.
Yeah. It would be hyper vigilant. One video of TikTok of you and your buds putting nuts on the cake, every cake will be thoroughly inspected afterwards.
And, my son had a couple of his friends did it. I didn't actually see it because we did it behind the bar. But you would think if that happened, 3 14-year-olds would have done it.
Right.
Yeah.
You would think, okay, if someone put their balls on a cake, it's got to be the 14-year-old
The spirit of the 14 got in
No,
there.
not them.
No, yeah, not them. I also,
Not that kind of party.
young kids don't fuck with their friends anymore.
Yeah.
Like for my entire childhood was one big headlock.
Yeah,
Just
prank.
fucking wrestle, headlock, fucked with everyone all the time. I mean, if anyone passed out or fell asleep, they got
forget
pissed
it.
on, or the sack on the head, or whatever. It was all 24/7. I see my son, and he's like, I was like coming in the living room, 14. And it's just him and 2 of his friends there watching TV, and I'm like, no headlocks,
No nothing?
no fucking wet willies, no titty twisters, no Indian burns, like no nothing. It's like no.
My friend had a famous move called crack finger. He'd stick a finger in his ass.
No.
And put it
Oh,
under
yeah.
their nose
Oh, yeah.
and they're
Oh,
passed
oh,
out.
1,000.
Called a crack finger. So we called him. He's like, don't give me crack finger.
Dirty
He's like, I'll
fancy.
pass out or you're getting crack finger.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, it was endless.
I'll wake up murderer, man.
I know.
The stuff we did is not even. It defies description. We didn't have. I mean, my friends were nuts, and they do everything. And this grosser, the better. That's all they did. And you try to. Normal people or women ever hear this? They can't digest it.
I
Like,
would
it
love
doesn't
to
make
be
sense
on
of it.
getting questioned like Bobby there, and they go, "Do you have a friend?" They used to give out crack finger at parties. I go, "Yeah, and he was my best man at my wedding." Yes. And I'm still great friends with him.
Yeah.
Hope you didn't pass out at the bachelor party.
Oh God.
The Hitler mustache of poo.
Every party we went to, my friends, it didn't matter whose house it was. They just go into the bathroom, walk in the bathroom, take the shampoo out of the shower, piss, fill it up with
Oh,
piss,
my
put the
God.
thing back, and just set it back. It was like compulsory. Like I'd go, like, I'm going to get some chips. Yeah, I got to swing by the bathroom and piss in the shampoo, and then I'll meet you at the chip bowl. You want some chips? Yeah, I'm dying, but let me go piss let me get it out of the way. That's all they did.
We'd also take upper deckers in the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
We'd take the lid off the top and go up there.
Man.
And just leave it. And then, until they flush it, they have no idea.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna
Always upper deck. We go to house parties all the time.
I was gonna invite you guys to watch the UFC, but
No.
yeah, no
Yeah,
thanks.
I got a pen.
Bring some cake.
There's a penthouse to the upper decker.
No.
That's the school bathroom stall divider. Go up to the penthouse.
Oh,
What?
See how your bomb site's looking.
I never even thought about that.
Go to the penthouse. There is a penthouse
That's
to the
a whole
upper
other
decker. Next level.
That is.
I'm not trying to be a one-upper, pardon
That
the
is
pun. But you can go upper deck. There's upper deck, then there's penthouse. We go to the penthouse.
In other news,
Imagine that.
the Los Angeles wildfires lawsuit alleges video shows what started the Eaton Fire.
Oh, really?
This
That's the
is
one in
this just
Altadena?
in. Yeah, apparently a new lawsuit is alleging that a local utility company is at fault for sparking the deadly Eaton fire
shocker.
around Los Angeles after
Infrastructure.
surveillance video shows what lawyers say may have started the fire.
We have.
Yeah, we have the video.
All right. It's what are we looking at?
It's zooming in on. It looks like wires over a.
The wind.
Yeah, exactly.
Knocks
wind
the power
pushing.
wires over. Are we ever going to fucking bury these power wires, or we're just going to we're just going to burn to the ground
To
every
me,
4
what
years?
was so confusing about the whole thing was that Malibu, a community of well-off people, could not get the cats herded in the right direction to bury. They have enough money to do it. They would have to be without AC for like 2 nights.
We can't do things in LA.
You can't corral everybody to be on the same page.
We're
over there.
we're weirdly. So we have $24 billion to waste on homeless, but we don't have enough money to bury
Worthless,
wires along a 4-mile stretch of PCH, and we have $100 billion for a bullet train that's not a bullet train that doesn't go anywhere, but we don't have a few $1 million to bury power lines in a place where the tax, you pay exorbitant taxes and homeowners tax and everything like that. So I never can figure out, like they'll go, we don't have enough money to feed these kids lunch, and it's like, but you just gave $24 billion to homeless and we don't have anything to. So do we have money or don't we have money? It's just kind of, it's like it'd be like if your wife went, you went, could we renew my membership to the YMCA? It's only $19 a month and I use it every day to work out. And she'd go, we don't have that kind of cash, honey. And you'd go, you just bought diamond encrusted swizzle sticks for making martinis. And she'd go, yeah. But what about the why? Yeah, we don't have that kind of money. We didn't allocate money for that. We got the diamond-crusted swizzle sticks. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. You know what you'd say to your wife? Do we have money or don't we have money? I'm confused.
In this metaphor, what are the swizzle sticks? Because I don't see any major projects that they're doing.
The swizzle sticks are the train to nowhere. That's $80 billion,
everybody's rich,
the aforementioned, or the $24 billion on homeless that yields more homelessness. That's the golden-plated swizzle sticks. And then burying the wires is like the membership to the Y.
Yeah.
Just that's not going to cost that much, and I would use it.
Yeah.
But they won't do it. I don't know.
Meanwhile, when there's new cable, Verizon or 5G, they're always putting that on the, digging up and putting that in your town.
Well,
Let's just do it. Everything just burnt to the ground. Fires are caused all the time by these power poles that are 80 years old, falling over in a wind and starting a fire. They're an eyesore. They're a nuisance. And by the way, lots of drunk drivers get killed hitting power poles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's look out for the drunkards out there. A lot of drunks wrapping their cars around a power pole. You can't wrap your car around. Nobody ever went, I don't know. You know how drunk you'd have to be to hit buried conduit? Phil was so fucked up that he actually ran into conduit that was buried 4 feet in the ground. God damn, he must have been fucked up. Yes.
Yeah, the lawsuit states the Eaton Fire is yet another tragic example of Edison's pattern of neglect and mismanagement, a legacy of repeated failures to address known risks associated with its aging and hazardous electrical infrastructure.
Everyone's just going to start suing everyone now. Everyone's suing. I saw a commercial last night for a class action lawsuit. Like, did your house burn?
Yeah.
Why wasn't there water in the reservoir? What started the fire? Who started the fire? How come the hydrants weren't manned? That it's going to be lawsuits.
Yeah.
One more fucking lawsuit that I'm not going to get in on. I used to sit around and watch all those commercials for Camp Lejeune.
Oh my
Right.
And I was like, oh man, I wish I could get some of that Camp Lejeune money. Never happened. Then it's like, did you work in the shipbuilding industry? I'm like, I wish I did.
Were you at the Adam Carolla studio? Do you have mesothelioma?
Yeah,
I'm sure you dealt with asbestos at some point in your construction days.
As a construction worker, yeah, but I don't know who to sue.
Yeah, right.
I wish I just worked in the shipbuilding industry. It'd be so easy. You know what I mean? Maybe I could go in there and lie.
Especially when we got paid off the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
could just go in there and go like, yeah, I worked in the shipbuilding industry. Oh, you did? Yeah, remember Gilligan's Island? Remember that boat? Yeah, that was mine.
Photoshop you next to a schooner.
Yeah, that was me. I did that one. I would do a catamaran once in a while, but I was kind of a deep V guy. You know what I mean? Outboard, inboard, whatever. I'd get my story straight. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wear one of those hats that turned up and
yeah, Yamaha makes a hell of an outboard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Yamaha, Mercury makes a good one too. Inboard, we do Caterpillar.
You could say, and I was responsible for the hole in the boat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't build it right. I was hungover that day.
Yeah.
That was my
Bezos's boat? I didn't build it all, but
Right.
I was in on it. Oh yeah, I worked on that. So if I get a little cash for the
So you think that all these people are going to win these
I got
lawsuits?
the mesothelioma thing. I'm sorry.
You think people are going to win all these lawsuits?
I don't know how anyone's going to pay for any of them, but oh man, you know what I'd like to do? I'd be like, yeah, I worked in the shipbuilding industry for a while when I was stationed over at Camp Lejeune. I combine them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was building boats at Camp Lejeune. Yeah, and of course, after the place burned down in the Palisades, I had nowhere to go, so I had to stay in the barracks full time, building ships over there at Camp Lejeune. So anyway, if I could just get in on some of this cash, that would be awesome. All right, so we don't have, there's no Rochelle Walensky tapes anywhere. All right.
We're going through.
Nothing. I wonder if they scrubbed that stuff.
Probably.
Possibly.
What are you looking for?
Looking for a press conference she gave on schools not being able to reopen after she.
Well, we can probably compromise. Just find the one where she said it should open. That one.
Okay,
She
we'll look
said.
for that one.
You look for that one.
Well, here's something to fire you up. Minneapolis. Sorry, bud.
I imagine we're going to run into the same not being able to find them.
Well, try it.
They scrub it from the internet. Minneapolis mayor announces the city will not cooperate with Trump's deportation policy.
Of where?
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Oh God, what happened to Minneapolis?
That's a strange place.
Paul Bunyan was from Minneapolis, and so was Bud Grant.
That's right.
And now we got a bunch of fucking pussies
Kirby
in
Puckett.
Minneapolis. It's weird. Yeah, Kirby Puckett, Bud Grant, like the greatest Americans were from Minneapolis area. Kirby Puckett. Yeah, you're right. All right, here it is, sir.
I want to speak directly to people who are undocumented. We love you. We care about you.
That's right.
In the city of Minneapolis, we will stand up for you, and we will do anything in our power to help. Because you're not an alien in our city, you're a neighbor. Now, in Minneapolis, we have what is called a separation ordinance. And that separation ordinance states clearly that our city officials, our police officers and beyond, will not be gathering information showing who is and who is not documented.
Yeah, why would you want
We
to know?
do not ask the question with regard to immigration status, and because we haven't asked the question, we don't have any data to show documentation status in our city. Our police officers will not be cooperating with federal law enforcement around federal immigration law. We enforce state and local laws here in Minneapolis, and we will do so to the best of our ability. But as for cooperation with ICE, the answer is no. And so, again...
This guy's a hero.
Is that Omar in the yellow?
Ilhan Omar, yeah.
Yeah.
And the bitch behind me definitely didn't marry her brother to keep him in the United States. Yeah. Fucking
What?
idiots.
That happened? I totally
Oh, yeah.
missed that.
That's a good one. Yeah. All right. Well, they're fucked. Good. I mean, it's fine till someone gets fucking stabbed by an illegal, and then they're pissed. But whatever. I don't know. Just fucking run your city into the ground,
Yeah.
woke tard. Have fun. All right. One more Madonna.
All right, yeah, Madonna does stand-up comedy set in New York City. She made a return to stand-up comedy in New York over the weekend. I think she edged Florentine off the stage that night. The Queen of Pop stopped by the Comedy Cellar on Saturday night, thanks to an invitation from her buddy Amy Schumer, performing a full 30-minute set at the Iconic Club. According to the tabloid, it was a bit of a rough night for Madonna.
Yeah, so no one filmed it. But
no.
Yeah, they won't. They put the phones in the bags.
Phones in the bags.
At the Comedy Cellar.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed it by one night. I would have loved to see that set. Watch
I
her
went
bomb.
there to watch a show once with a really unattractive date, and they were trying to have her put a bag on her head, and I was like, "Come on now, now you're crossing the line." They're like, "Really? It's for safety of the comedian." Wow. I mean, I understand the phone. The phone, I understand,
Right,
but
yeah.
I feel like you've crossed the line with the bag on her head. She's got a great personality, if you care to ask. I'd be the greatest bouncer. We're gonna need the phone in the bag, and also Broomhilda over here. Yeah, you 3.5. Yeah, we're gonna need the bag the head.
That was
as
always
well.
the old joke. Was she a two-bagger?
Yeah,
Nah, just a one-bagger.
One bagger.
Yeah, just a
The
one.
two-bagger.
Yeah.
Madonna did half an hour, which she didn't need. Jim will tell you that stand-up is a lot like, well, MMA. We'll know a lot in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It does not take you a half hour to figure out whether the guy's got skills or not. We'll know in the first 90 seconds.
I know, 30 seconds.
30 seconds in. You can literally tell by the way the guy moves toward
walks,
the stance.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
yeah.
So with stand-up, it's a little longer than MMA, but in the first, I'd say 2 or 3 minutes, we got a pretty good idea where you're at.
If you got a couple laugh lines out in that 2 minutes, then it's worth it.
We don't need to get to the half-hour mark.
Well, she's like a new comic that everything you write you think is going to be great.
Yeah.
So there's nothing she can cut out. I see she's got her notebook on the stool there too. So she thinks everything that she wrote in that 30 minutes is going to be great. I can't cut anything. I can't, get to the punchline quicker. And when you're going on stage for the first time, you don't do 30 minutes. You're lucky if you can get away with 5 to 7 minutes.
Well, they say this isn't her first go at stand-up comedy, or even her first time in a Comedy Cellar. 2016, she opened up for Schumer at Madison Square Garden, offering blowjobs to get out the vote for Hillary Clinton. The following year, singer made her stand-up debut at the Comedy Cellar at the behest of Schumer. So Schumer's propping her up.
Maybe Schumer. You know, hot chicks have ugly friends sometimes because they just like being the belle of the ball.
Of course.
Maybe Schumer wants to be the funniest chick in the club. So she's like, Madonna, go up there and make everyone miserable for a half hour. And then I'll come in.
Save the day.
savior.
And I'll be the funny one.
Didn't Schumer say she was going to leave the country?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah. Nobody left.
Nobody
How come
left.
they never leave?
No.
They make the proclamation, but they never go anywhere. Maybe they like the tax breaks. I don't know. But she's
Michael
never...
Cohen was going to go. Trump's old lawyer said he was leaving. And then I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
He's a hysterical douche.
I know.
Michael
he really
Cohen.
is.
I've interviewed him before. He's a hysterical douche. It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know how you make it in your 50s as a hysterical douche, but he's a hysterical douche.
He couldn't leave because of the terms of his probation.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, they revoke your passport.
He said, listen, he said, I'm leaving. Then he said, I'm not leaving. Now, the person who should have left, P. Diddy should have went, look, this guy gets elected. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And then, he's the guy who should have fucking left.
He hung around.
Harvey Weinstein and P. Diddy. Harvey should have split first term. P. Diddy should have fled this term. Either way, they both needed to flee because I don't think the fucking future's bright for either one of them. And I've said it a million times. I fucking said to Mark Garagos, he was sitting right there. I said, 8 years ago, I was like, Harvey needs to fucking gas up the jet, hammer a couple bonds, get a sack of fucking cash going, and hit the bricks. And he's like, yeah, he can't do that. I'm like, he can't? Or he's going to rot in jail. Like, he would fucking definitely do it.
Yeah.
Roman Polanski figured it out.
Yes.
He's been fucking drinking fine wine and eating baguettes and fucking hot French chicks for the last 52 years. He figured it out. P. Diddy should have definitely fled. And Michael Cohen should have fled.
Yeah.
But was Weinstein in the Was Harvey Weinstein in the first? Was it the end of the first Trump administration? In the middle, and then obviously P. Diddy was before. But I'm saying,
yeah, it was
they
somewhere
both should
around.
have
It was in
flagged.
the beginning. It was right in the middle of the Me Too stuff.
2017. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was the Louis C.K.
Should have
blah,
left.
blah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm just waiting for Kathy Griffin said that if Trump gets in office, she's going to be in an internment camp. So I have a countdown going on my podcast every week. I have people just check if
You mark the
hear
calendar?
if she's going to go, because she said if he gets elected, we'll be in an internment camp. And come see me before. That's a good way to promote the tour.
It is.
Because I will be in an internment camp.
before I'm rounded up.
Yeah.
And put in a gulag.
Yeah,
Come
so
hear
we're-
my comedy stylings.
So I'm waiting.
Oh God.
And we're also waiting for The View to get canceled and Bill Maher to get canceled.
Oh, that's right.
They're going to take him off the air. So we're waiting for
Stringing
that
up
too.
Jon Stewart next.
They're all just insane narcissists who they think the world fucking revolves around them. Let me tell you something. Narcissism, it's mild narcissism to go, I'm super fucking funny and I'm good looking and chicks love me. That's narcissism. But super narcissism is, I got a target on my back, everyone's gunning for me, and the president of the United States is going to make a camp and put me in it because I'm too dangerous to be left out on the street. That's ultra narcissism. Negative narcissism is bigger than positive narcissism. All right. We'll take a break. No Rochelle Walensky anywhere. Sad.
There's a lot of stuff on her, but most of it is after she's left and some TV interviews, but press conferences I'm not finding.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily a press conference, but may have been.
We've checked through the stuff
article.
of her standing in front of the banner too of a CDC step and repeat. And you know,
I wonder if they removed that shit.
I don't know. I actually have a feeling that one of our wonderful listeners will find it and will be hit with it on Twitter today.
All right.